Very good morning to one and all present here. In this video lecture series, we are going to discuss about an important topic in the subject professional ethics and human values. The topic is conflict of interest in professional ethics. My name is Divya Kumar, Assistant Professor, SNS College of Technology. What is conflict of interest? A conflict of interest, that means COI, occurs when a professional's personal interest, such as financial, or it can either be an emotional or social interference, or appear to interfere with its professional duties and responsibilities. It creates a situation where a person may be tempted to act in ways that benefit themselves but harm clients, employers, or society. As it is shown in the PPT, it can vary based upon the personal interest as well as the professional responsibilities. Next, we are going to discuss about some of the key characteristics or future of the conflict of interest. It is of about three types: duality of interest, actual, perceived or potential, and also trust. It mainly deals with the impact on trust, objectivity and fairness in the decision making. In case of duality of interest, it majorly differentiates between the personal and professional interest, whereas in the case of it can also be of actual, perceived or potential. That means it can be clearly evident on the likelihood of arising, and also it damages the trust, objectivity and fairness in decision making of the one's individuals. Some of the examples behind the conflict of interest in certain different types of fields are there are about different real-time examples. For example, in case of engineering or construction, an engineer approves the materials from the supplier because of personal commission, not quality. That means he is capable of doing certain things based upon the conflict of interest. Whereas in the case of corporate sector, a manager hires a relative, ignoring more qualified candidates. And also in case of research, a reviewer favors or rejects a paper based upon the personal rivalry. It is also one of the example of the conflict of interest. In case of politics, a public official awards contract to the company or their well-wishers and also secretly own shares in. It is also one of the conflict of interest in the case of politics. Likewise, in any sector we are taking, there may be a conflict of interest. In order to avoid the conflict of interest, we need to follow the certain professional ethics rules and regulations. Of course, there are about different types of COI, conflict of interest. Some of them are financial COI, personal financial gain influencing the professional judgment. And the second one is the relational COI, that means favoring friends, family or close associates, etc. The next one is the competing role COI, having two roles that leads to the clash. Example, in the same company, the person act as a consultant and also a regulator. It is a competing role. It also creates the conflict of interest. And the next one is the self-dealing, using one's position to secure the benefits of oneself. It is also one of the example of the conflict of interest. Financial COI, relational COI, competitive role COI, and then self-dealing. Next, we are going to discuss about the consequences of conflict of interest. If conflict of interest arises, it leads to the loss of public trust in the profession, one's profession, and also unfair advantages and biased decisions. Next one is it also leads to the legal penalties for corruption or malpractice and also damage to the professional reputation and career. Ethical management of conflict of interest: disclosure, recusal, transparency, and then code of ethics. Professionals must declare any personal interest and also avoid participating in decisions where conflict exists. In summary, conflict of interest arises when personal benefits clashed with the professional duties, and also it leads to the threatening fairness and integrity. Managing the COI requires honesty, disclosure, and adherence to the professional ethics to maintain trust and accountability. Thank you.